So, given recent world events and inflation soaring, you may have thought about trying not only to save some money, but also start stocking up on things just in case. If there's one thing that little supply chain hiccup a few years ago taught us, it's that the stores don't always have everything in stock, and it's not getting any better. So, maybe you're not 100% on board with being a prepper, but maybe you see the warning signs and figure it's a good idea to start stocking some extras around your home. But you don't have a lot of money to spend. Well, today I'm going to show you 10 basic preps you can buy at your local dollar store. Mine happens to be Dollar Tree, even if it's a buck and a quarter store now, and save money while you're getting yourself better prepared. So let's check it out. So if you guys have followed my channel for a while, you know I've long been an advocate of, if you're on a budget, stocking up on your preps at the dollar store. There's always been that kind of feeling that dollar store stuff is second rate or expired, and nothing could be further from the truth. There are entire lines of products that do nothing but sell in these dollar stores. Now, as of late, we've seen the dollar store prices go up, and that's why I was joking in the intro about our local Dollar Tree being a buck and a quarter tree now. But still, there are some deals to be had, and a lot of stuff that you may not know is even there. When I started shopping in my local dollar store with a preparedness mindset, I was really shocked at some of the stuff I came across. Now, there are tons of other things that you can buy at a dollar store for preps, but I'm going to go over some basic stuff. Some you may know, some may be very obvious, and some you may not have thought about. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about right here are spices, okay? You may not know it, but your local dollar store has tons of spices. And I believe these were under a buck and a quarter. I think these were a little cheaper. I didn't, unfortunately, save my receipt. So you got all these spices here, and these are spices that I use regularly. You don't want to go and experiment with stuff you haven't used before. You want to stick with the things you've used always, and stuff you know that can make food a little bit tastier. Let's face it, we're going to get some food fatigue. You can't store an impossible array of food, to the end of time. So having a few spices, having some things like that, definitely makes the food taste a little better. You're also going to be eating some rather bland, possibly freeze-dried food. And freeze-dried food, especially the stuff that doesn't have a ton of preservatives in it, can be bland because it's just that item. If you buy chicken, it's just chicken. So that can really help you out, okay? Next item up, like hygiene items, personal hygiene items. I picked these up mainly because I needed new razors. But they have razors, they have all sorts of soaps and body washes and everything you can think of. Definitely a place to check it out. This is an easy way to put away a whole lot of stuff very inexpensively. And remember, if you go in there with a budget, say 20 bucks a week, you can come out with a whole lot of preps. I believe this was, I bought two other things that aren't pictured here, so it was like $25. But all in all, not bad. And actually, I've used some of the stuff already, so some of these are empty. All right, so next up, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Now, these are by no means Energizer or Ever Ready or anything really awesome, but batteries. Not a lot of folks think about batteries. These are good for, non-critical stuff like a radio, a flashlight, whatever. These work very, very well, and you can stock up on them. Batteries have gotten crazy expensive. This same pack of batteries in Walmart would be like $4.90. So 4 AAA batteries here, and they were a buck and a quarter. Can't beat it. All right, the next thing is kind of going to be one of those multiple use prepper items. Now, we all think of tinfoil as stuff to cook with, maybe stuff to preserve food, cover it after it's been cooked. But I'm going to tell you straight up, there is nothing more handy for survival and preppers than aluminum foil. You can make windbreaks with this. You can make plates out of it. You can make stoves out of it if you're in a pinch, but it does melt. You can definitely use this for a ton of things. I've used these for cups. I've made cups out of them. If you fold it together, a couple of layers. So there's a lot of uses for this. It's also very handy to preserve food. So definitely something, no, you don't make a hat out of it. Definitely something you can check out at your dollar store, and it's a lot cheaper. Now, it is only 15 square feet, but it's a lot cheaper. Next up, when the food storage is talking about here, is storage containers, okay? You're going to want to be able to store the food that you cook. Say you don't eat it all. Especially when we're new to hydrating meats and stuff, you'll hydrate too much sometimes. This is a way to store your food. It's also a way to put stuff away. It's also handy for storing nails, screws, parts, pieces, anything you can think of as a prepper that you might want. That's a good way to put it away in. So that's a really handy item. Again, these are a lot more expensive in your regular stores, $1.25 there. All right, next up, we're going to go for cleaning items. Now, if you notice, that thing of bleach back there doesn't have a lid, and that's because I've already used it. I did make a mistake in buying it. You'll notice it's scented. You want non-scented, none of that thick, syrupy, just plain old cleaning bleach. Bleach is awesome for purification, for washing, for stuff like that. You can really do a lot of stuff with bleach. If you get the plain, unscented, pure bleach, you can use it for water purification as well. I happen to use that for mopping and cleaning up last Thursday, so it is empty. You notice the cap's gone. I lost the cap. Dawn dish soap. That can be very expensive in other stores. That's $1.25. Next up, we're going to talk about first aid stuff. Now, that's probably not something you'd think about in a dollar store, but there's a lot of good options in dollar stores. Now, I went to Dollar Tree. There's Dollar General. There's other stores that aren't a dollar. They're a little more expensive, but they do have some really good first aid options, and that is some stuff there. I mean, here's a little first aid kit you can put in a bug-out bag. Now, again, not a complete first aid kit, but maybe in your daily carry when you just need a boo-boo kit, handy. Triple antibiotic ointment, Excedrin, whatever. Okay. Next up, we have plastic cups and paper plates. Let me tell you something. You're trying to conserve water after an emergency or disaster. The last thing you want to do is waste all that time chasing around cleaning water, water to clean your dishes with, water to wash up with. You just throw them away. You can use them as tinder if you had to. You can cut up one of those plates after it's dried off with other food on it. Just slice it up and use it as tinder. So that's definitely something handy to get and something to think about, especially the plastic cups. Yeah, you can use them a few times, maybe rinse them out with some water, but when they get too dirty, you can throw them in the garbage. Now, they're not going to work for hot beverages, but they will work for water and other juices and whatever else you're going to drink. And speaking of water, water. Now, bottled water is not the most economical way to store it. Let's face it, you can buy, if you regularly buy, 1 liter containers, you can rinse those out really well from whatever they had in it, be it soda or juice, and store water in it. However, if you want to get a jump start on your water storage, you've got a good option right there with water. And the last item, which is probably the most obvious, is food. Okay. I've tried the luncheon loaf from them. It's actually really good. It has shrunk in size since the recession. It is now half a thing. And these little guys are pretty good too, but I mean, there's so much more there food-wise. You can get your ramen soups there. You can get so much stuff there. And it's so easy to pick up this stuff a little bit at a time and build up a nice stockpile of your emergency foods. So anyway, folks, those are some basic items I think you can pick up at your Dollar Tree. And, definitely a good way to get started prepping. Like I said, you may not totally be on board. You may not want a storeroom. You may not want to be like, super prepper and do all that kind of stuff. But you can get some nice basic items to start your stockpile with on a budget at your local dollar stores. So I hope that helped you guys out. I want to thank you all for watching. We have so many affiliate links now down below, so please remember to check them out. Probably our best deal right now is the freeze-dried wholesalers. You save 15% using my link. So you can stock up a little bit at a time there, save 15%. We're going to be checking out some of their breakfast items coming up soon. So definitely, if you like the content of the channel, make sure you subscribe and check it out. Because coming up soon, we're going to be doing some breakfast stuff from them as well. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out all those links down below. Stay safe and stay prepared.